Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Social Studies. I'm going to be going over a project that you are going to be working on this week involving Native American tribes of Kentucky. So, you guys have been learning about Native Americans. We've also learned about the 13 colonies, how they came over, and the relationship between the Native Americans and Europeans was kind of off and on. So sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad. So, what you guys are going to do is take everything that you have learned so far, and you're going to be doing this project. Now, these are about um, five different tribes from Kentucky, and three of those tribes are more dominant in Kentucky. Those are the Shawnee tribe, the Cherokee tribe, the Chickasaw tribe, and then later on, we have two more tribes that kind of came in later, or they kind of trickled into Kentucky as they were forced to move out west. Because you all have learned that most of the Europeans took their land, they killed them with guns, and eventually they were forced to sign a peace treaty and they were forced to move out west and live on reservations. Not all of them, but most of them. So the Nanacoke tribe and the Powhatan tribe trickled in later. So those aren't really dominant in Kentucky like the other three, but they're there. So, what you guys are going to do is you're going to research two out of the five tribes, and you're going to answer different questions. And you're also going to be doing a lot of research on the two tribes that you pick. So, let's say that I pick the Shawnee tribe as one of my tribes to research. So if I look up here, there is a website for the Shawnee tribe that I can click on to do my research. So what if all my questions aren't answered? So this is where you guys come in and you guys can be problem solvers, and you start a new tab and you are going to research the Shawnee tribe and see if you can get some of these questions answered. Remember, we want you guys to go to trustworthy, more reliable websites. Don't go to ask.com. Don't go to someone who's just randomly asking your question. Okay, so make sure it's a reliable website and you can trust it. Um, and then you're going to be answering these questions. So, what region did they live in? So, if I'm doing the Shawnee tribe, I'm going to research, read the information, and figure out what region did they live in. Now, here comes the tricky part. So, I'm going to show you, and these are also on your post. This is a map of the regions of Kentucky. So if I look at this map, it's color coded. So down here, I think this color is kind of purplish, well, maybe pinkish, I'm not sure. But this is the Mississippi Embayment region, Jackson Purchase. Right here in the yellow, we have the Mississippian Plateau or the Pennyroyal region of Kentucky. Right here in the orange, we have the Western Kentucky Coalfield. Right here is where we live. We live in the Knobs region. There's lots of knobs, like hills with flat points um, in Kentucky. There's also the Bluegrass region right here. And there's also this region over here, that's called the Eastern Kentucky Coalfields. So these are the regions of Kentucky. So if your tribe is located in any of these regions, you'll write it down for that region. Now, if you are researching the Nanacoke tribe, or the last one, which is the Powhatan tribe, you may not find the region of Kentucky because they came in later. So you can use the Native American regions of North America. And I stole this from Gracie's notebook in social studies. You will have more social studies than science in fifth grade. because that's what you're tested in. So I stole this from our notebook. So if you look right here, if your tribe is this in this area right here, this is called the Northwest region or the Pacific Coast. 2 is the Southwest region. 3 is the Great Plains. It's where a lot of your buffalo roamed freely. And number 4 is the Southeast region. And if your tribe was right here in this area, that's number 5, the Eastern Woodland areas. So we're not going to be picky. So you can tell us what region of the United States if you cannot find the Kentucky region. Okay, so that may be hard to do. So we'll take either or on that part. So after you finish what region, you're going to look for their occupation. That pretty much means, like, what do they do for a living? Think about the men. What do they do? What's their job? And what's the women's role? What do they do? Think about the kids. What do they do? Now, an occupation, when I think about that, what comes to my mind is what job do they do? Are they a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer? Well, back then, they're not going to be that. So tell us back then, what do they do for a living? Okay. You can put an interesting fact right here. And another interesting fact right here. What kind of homes do they live in? Now remember, you're talking about Native Americans. They don't have apartments, they don't have houses, they don't live in the suburbs, okay? What kind of homes did they live in? Some were travelers, some were not. Some were easy to build, some were not. Depends on the climate or the weather of their region. What was their transportation? So think about how they got from place to place. Remember, they didn't have minivans or big trucks or side by sides. Remember back then, what did they have to transportation? How did they get from place to place? Okay. And then the last one, oh, we've answered all of them. So you pick 2 tribes and you're going to answer all of these questions. Now, the good part about it is if you do more than 2, you get extra credit. Okay, so we'll add extra points, and that is totally up to your teacher how many points you get. Now, while you're doing this, remember you are in 4th grade, boys and girls, so we should see complete sentences, even paragraphs, 3 or more sentences on each of these boxes, each of these questions. We want complete sentences. We want 4th grade sentences, okay? Now, if we are in person at school, the due date is going to be on Thursday. However, if you are watching this video from home, the due date will be Friday. So you will have a longer span to work on it if we are still virtual. Hopefully, we're not. Hopefully, we are in person and we get to see you guys. If you have any questions, please email your social studies teacher. Use the information that we've learned about Native Americans to answer these questions, okay? And I promise you will find it. It is out there, okay? Make sure your websites that you use are reliable and you are not taking and copying from the website and putting it on your box, okay? You have to cite it in your own words. If you copy it word for word, that's called plagiarism, okay? And we won't count it. All right, if you have any questions, let us know. Have a great day, guys. Bye.